Hello and welcome back again to European Autocraft Studios. Our 944 Turbo project is coming to a conclusion of the disassembly part. It's been a long road just to get it this far, so we're anxious to get it all on the platform and ready to go to the body shop. We still have to get the glass out. That hasn't happened yet, but when it does, we're going to hopefully he'll let us do the video while he's taking it out. I want to try to get him to take it out without breaking it and save the antenna. Even though we're going to replace the glass, it'd be nice to see it come out in one piece. So we'll see if that happens. All right, we're going to start. We just have a couple more things to do here. We have to cut it short today for some other obligations we have. But at the end, I want to show you, there's one thing we didn't get to show you last week was a 1972, I think it's a 72 Brazilian Volkswagen bus. Pretty cool machine. Kind of a mix of different interior bits to make it. A lot of windows. So that'd be kind of fun to see at the end of this. So right now, we're going to start on, just get this drain tube out. Same thing we did on the other side, but we're going to go back here and get the sunroof transmission out. That's kind of the last mechanical thing we have to do. And then we'll come back later on and we'll get all the leftover insulation out. You're not going to have to worry about that. And little foam pieces here and there. We got some body plugs. But we'll finish all that up before it goes to the body shop. So let's get started here. This is pretty straightforward, really. This is the front sunroof drain. You see it goes down into a little tube right here. So these have been dangling in my face the whole time we were working on this car. We're trying to get them to be tucked up and out of the way. But with the headliner material away, it's pretty straightforward. Just pull them through. We'll reuse these, get the nice bell end on it so they fit nice in here, but we'll probably put something on there so they stick, prevent them from coming out in the future, just in case. So we'll try to do things better as we move along. So what else did we have behind me here? We have still have the seat belt. So old broken neck's twin brother cousin, I guess, get in there. That's a trick. Okay. Couldn't get to the bolt because there's too much material there. That's interesting. The socket didn't want to go on the bolt, but that was easy to fix. And then we have the seatbelt guide. Just 2 Phillips screws. And that's it. Just a nice aluminum guide for the seatbelt. We'll get these, we'll put all new insulation for the speakers too. Whatever speakers we find here to fit in here. Makes a nice little cavity for sound, so hopefully we can put something a little more powerful in there, make it a little more bass. All right, rear sunroof drain. This one has a little more going on. Let's see. I'll pull that out when I get in the back side. We'll pull it down. Right now I need to make room for the transmission cable for the sunroof. Okay. So it looks like we're going to lower this down. We have the one cable come up. It goes into this box here, which is the should have the gear in it that drives the 2 mechanisms, and then these have gear trains in them. It's a pretty complex little system, but it works great. So let's start by removing those. I think I'll take this one off first. Maybe we'll take the 2 outers off first, let them hang down, and then we'll take the center out. We'll try that. This isn't something we have to do very often, so I'm kind of new to this as well. I already checked the sizes to make sure I had everything, so I'm not wasting any time. This is a 4mm Allen. And we have a little block washer and a flat washer. Come on. have some, well, try this one. These are just 5mm standard Allen bolts, cheese head, call them what you will, socket head screws, all kinds of names for them. All right, so there's that. And here. Not too tight. Nothing worse than working on a car and you come across a piece that has different types of hardware in it that didn't belong to the car. It's kind of frustrating to me. I once bought a bucket of British hardware to work on a Jaguar E-Type because it had all the wrong hardware. So we took that hardware, cleaned it up, and plated everything and made it look like it was brandy new. So much better than the generic hardware. So wherever possible, everything goes back the same. All right, see what happens. Nothing until I take those screws out. I knew that. I was just testing you. Test complete. As you can see, we've got some more speed clips to take off and things like that. So, a little sticky. All right. And there's just a take up. This doesn't really go anywhere. This is just where once the cable moves in this direction, it just has a place for it to go, so it doesn't get stuck. I guess I was going to try to pull this the other way, but if I can pull it up here. Well, I'll go down the other way with it. Let's get it apart the rest of the way and see what happens. Captain Phillips. Never did see that movie. Professor Phillips. Colonel Phillips. Okay, I'll stop. All right, well, that's easy. What we have here is our little drive gear and our big drive gear. I don't know if you can see this. Try to give a quick explanation here. So if you look at the if you can look at the cable, it looks like just a big spring with a cable inside of it. Same, of course, at that end where the motor does the driving. So that big cable here just has a little opening, and it turns this gear. That gear is connected to this gear. This little gear sits down inside the housing and gets meshed with this piece, this part of the cable. This cable goes up into another gear that drives this in and out. And you can see that move. You might not be able to see it moving. Yeah, there you go. So that just goes back and forth to move the arm. According to how the switches are positioned, it can go to a certain point to lock the roof and then go further to release the arms. Pretty simple. They go in opposite directions because they're on opposite sides of the main gear, so they'll go together inside like that. Pretty neat stuff. Just simple. All right, we'll get all this packed up after the video and get it sorted because we are the most organized in the world. Right. Okay. All right, now that I look at this, this is not going to go down that direction. So I have to get on the other side and try to feed it through and get it up this way. I think we got some other things in there, so stand by. Oh yeah, that's the sunroof drive. I wanted to leave it out to show you where the gear inside of here. I know I showed you before, but it's kind of fun. Pop these off again. And inside the motor, there's the other gear that drives this cable. And this has a lot of movement back and forth. So, that's all. The other style has a cable that wraps around. If we get one in, I'll show you that. But for now, we'll stick with what we've got. Here's our drain tube. Get that out of the way. This goes actually out the bottom of the car. I don't want to bend it. It's the insulation that's getting hung up. See, it's tearing. Imagine that so it doesn't rattle inside. Fix all that. There we go. All right. That's it. Pretty simple stuff. I think we'll probably lubricate this before it goes back in. There's a little plastic piece there that pushes on the micro switches. It moves good. It moves well. We'll deal with that later, amongst some of the other stuff. All right, what else do we have here? Like I said, we'll get the speed clips out. We do have these little Allens here. These are supposed to be black. I don't like things that aren't correct colors. These are just little Allen bolts. And they have little rubber seals. I imagine this is to, as the car is being built, to use these, because this isn't something you can take out. But I do want to make sure that the screws get black again. If you look on your car, whatever color the car is, the screws are black. So make that look nice again. And I'll get the other two on the other side. Molding. Remember how we took that off the other side? And those clips I thought weren't going to come off, they came off very easy. So that's easy. Some of the later cars, you'll have a screwing here. I thought this car would have had it, but it doesn't. Oh, that's tight. Don't want to drop it, so let's see. Stubborn. Put this thing on pretty well. There we go. Be kind of patient with it. We don't want to kink it, because once you kink it, I don't think you'll ever get the kink out of it. These are aluminum. Hopefully we can get new insert seals for them. That's that. These clips came right off last time. Let me just give them a little push. Nothing left to get overspray on. Make it easier for the painter. Easy for us when we reassemble it. Jeez. Better for the customer because he gets a better paint job. Better for us because it takes longer in the videos. You get to see a longer video. Just awesome. Okay, that's the molding, clips, seat belt, bolts, sunroof cable. That's it. I'll go on the other side, take out the other 2 screws. And that's it. I think that was it. These are the final 2 screws. I don't think there's anything else to do here, of course. It's probably something that I'm not seeing. Body plugs, these are pretty simple. I don't even know what they go to, but and what else? We have 4 more bolts. The rear bumper energy absorbers. Okay, those should be just 13mm headed bolts, 8mm by 125. Let me get the right socket for that and we'll blast them off too. Okay, now we're ready. Does anybody know how many times I said I was going to take these off and never did? Well, today's your lucky day because here we go. And there's a rubber sleeve on them. These may have been changed. See that? Original Porsche tag on there. The old school tag from way back. Okay. And this one. Come on. There it is. Volkswagen Audi. They've been together a long time. Alright, now I think we have the last bolt. 4 last bolts. We have brought this car to its knees. A few clips here. I can see some clips in there for the hoses, drain hoses. Nothing significant, nothing to worry about. What else? I guess that's it. Just last drain hose for the latch. This comes up and collects water from the latch and drains it out of the body. We have grommets we'll get out. And that's about it. Yeah, I think that's it. That's welded. So that's it, I think, for this episode. I know it was short. We have some other things we have to take care of. We're going to try to get the glass guy here this week, get a video of that. And then we're going to strip the inside the rest of the way, the insulation, little stuff like that. I think I mentioned that 100 times. But now let's go take a look at that Volkswagen. It's a pretty cool car. It looks great, great colors. Always fun to look at. So let's go out front and take a look. Well, here we are out in front. This is our Brazilian bus. I believe it's a 1972. I don't have any information on the exact year. Not a window counter, but a lot of windows. And I believe these are added. This isn't all like genuine Volkswagen from day one. But pretty interesting car. Let's take a look around. The sliding windows. I'm sure all the Volkswagen enthusiasts would know more about this stuff. I'm more Porsche, but great vehicle. We got to do some electrical work, and a little thing. The steering wheel is flopping around on there. It's the wrong size steering wheel. Again, the shaft size and everything for the Brazilian buses. Everything's a little bit different. But you see, it has the early interior, even though it's a later model car, a later model vehicle. what they call it, a car, bus, transporter. It's set up for camping. Let's see. Pretty nice. Pretty well done interior. Little induction cooktop there. Looks all fairly recent. A lot of chrome. What's interesting too is this car has electronic fuel injection like the later model cars. It's a Bosch distributor with electronic pickup, electronic ignition control, twin carburetors, all pretty standard stuff. But to look at a car that looks this old and to have later model accessories in it, it gets a little confusing when you're trying to order parts. So we'll be getting some of these parts. The ignition wires are all crumbling and falling apart, but a little at a time here. Get this car. Everything works, looks great. It's not a rusty car at all. So whether it's German or Brazilian, I'll take it. That's about it. A little ladder on the side, luggage racks. Pretty neat overall. And here's our 1972. We're doing a lot of work on that, transmission and some other work. But there we are. That's it. Please like and subscribe. We're at 628, something like that. Yeah, somewhere around there. So please subscribe, like us. Just keep the notifications coming so you can constantly watch our videos. We love it. We'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll have more good stuff. The car's just about done coming apart. Not sure what direction we're going to go next week, so come back and take a look.